Well, thanks for clicking on this little update here. I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. So far, so good. That's the update with Yeshua's house. I'm not a pessimistic person, but I'm also a realist, and I want to make sure that Yahweh is in what we're doing. And last Shabbat on March 10th, when we had our service, I admit there were a little bit more people there than I thought there would be. So because of that, and because we have enough money in the checking account, I'm going to go ahead and rent the first 3 Shabbats starting April 20th. We already have March 30th paid for, and that'll be our last practice service. So that's already set, but I went ahead and rented the next 3 out. That would be April 20th and then April 27th, and I think it's May 4th, I want to say. I'm not sure. I'll put the dates down below. But we'll get those rented. Again, the facility cost is a bit high, so I got together with some men that are committed to Yeshua's house, and we basically said if we can't afford all month, then maybe what we'll do is on the last Shabbat of the month, maybe we won't be able to take care of the kids, but we can be all together in maybe one room and have a meal together and do like a meet and greet type situation. So we're kind of working through that. We'll keep you updated. So there's all that. The children's department, that's definitely a holdup. I think it's like a really high priority for me is I want to create a situation with Yeshua's house that we can care for our kids and raise up a generation of kiddos that, they can find other people to marry that want to follow Yeshua and obey the statutes, commandments, and judgments. So that's a big deal. And none of us feel particularly gifted at that. So I got some men together and just said, hey guys, we might not be good at it, but us and our wives together, maybe we can do a little rotation until we find the person that will have a heart, a genuine heart. No duress here, but genuine heart. Like I don't work a lot to do graphics. I don't work a lot to put together messages. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's something that is life-giving to me. We need the person that doing administrative work in that way is life-giving, and they can put together our children's department and take care of that. If that's you certainly got to let me know. But anyway, we're working through that, and that's a little weak spot for us. But still we don't mind trying to plow through that because it's just a family responsibility, and we'll do the best we can with what we've got. Okay, I think that's it on that. We will be losing our photograph guy who does an outstanding job, and also we've been borrowing some sound equipment. So pray that we get just the right sound equipment for what we need. We don't need much. I mean, that room echoes pretty well. And then we just need some quality picture taker. Maybe that's you. And if that's you, certainly let me know. That would be helpful. I did want to tell you why it is that Passover, the way we're going to handle it at Yeshua's house, why that decision was made. First of all, I want you to know I did not make that decision completely by myself. There's a trusted people that I know that, we kind of haggled back and forth, and, I heard, different, arguments, and, even prayed about it and just tried to figure it all out. And I've got to tell you, there was no one clear way this year. And I texted the gentlemen that love the Lord and are also committed to Yeshua's house, and just said, hey, here's what I'm thinking, and I'm doing my due diligence. But anyway, the question is, why is it that we have delayed Passover for 1 month? And I'm going to try to give you the really short version. Well, in the Bible, there's the ecclesial year, the church year, and you start the head of the year at the new moon because the Hebrew calendar is on a lunar cycle. And when that new moon happens, and we're just say in Jerusalem, in Israel, when they see the new moon, that is the head of the month. But once a year, it's the head of the year. But the head of the year doesn't start until the barley is abib, or ripe. And the question this year was, is the barley aviv enough so that you can offer a first fruit? You take a bushel, an omer of this barley, and you bring it to the priest. And here's the bottom line, to keep it short. is that it was difficult to tell if there was enough of barley ripening in order to call the head of the year. And there's videos. I'll put some links below that you can kind of explore yourself. But Passover is not for another month, like according to Judaism. And when I looked at the ambiguity of it, even though it's like a squishy one, if you were really like certain, maybe you've been doing this for a while, that the new moon that just happened on March 11th, that was the head of the year, and now we're waiting a month. I don't know what to tell you other than it was ambiguous to me and ambiguous to other people that were around me, and we're doing our due diligence. And here's the thing. Can I just be a shepherd with you for a second? And that is, we're going to keep you updated the best we can, that we're going to say that the head of the year isn't going to happen until the next new moon. And we may or may not be right on that. And then 14 days later will be Passover, and then the beginning of unleavened bread. We'll coach you through all that. But however you feel about it, as we move along with Yeshua's house, there is going to be differences of opinion on these dates and so forth. Ultimately, it won't be me. It'll be me and elders that are making those decisions. And, in the same way that I'm going to make hard decisions for my family, and I have kids that I just expect to respect the decision that was made, and we do the best we can. We're trying to bring life to the family. The elders will ultimately make this decision. Now, it's a little bit different this year because I'm more of like functioning by myself. Again, not an island to myself. I did ask questions, but I made that call. And here's the thing about Yeshua's house. If for some reason you saw that Passover should be 14 days from 2 days ago, then you can observe that in your home and you can do that. But at Yeshua's house, we're going to just say, the main thing is that we do something together, that we do the Passover together on a common time. We're going to count the Omer up to Shavuot together. And even if you want to do like a side thing with your family, that's fine. But, ultimately, isn't Passover about that Yeshua has died on the cross, our Passover lamb. He is raised from the dead, and he wants his kiddos to be together. And, even though they might not always see things eye to eye, at least they're together. They love each other. They are easy with one another, and Yeshua's house is that place. So I just want to experience joy on Shabbat. I want to experience joy in doing the Passover and the first and last day of unleavened bread and the whole deal. So the bottom line is, it was too ambiguous whether or not the barley was ripe, and here's another thing, is it says the sons of Israel to have the barley ripe. So say to the sons of Israel. And all I mean by that is, does that mean we just find one bushel, or is it enough ripe like throughout the land that many people can bring first fruit? So it's ambiguous. I'll teach about it more sometime, but that's basically the bottom line for now. All right. Hey, thanks for listening to me. Continue to pray for Yeshua's house. And the best thing you can do, is to pray and to show up, to be there, to serve other people, to be amicable, to let me make my mistakes, to grow together. And maybe in a year we'll have it all together and have the date thing all figured out. But now we're just forming, and we just got to be kids before the Lord and trust the Lord. And I think that's about all I need to say for now. All right. Hope to see you on March 30th, 1:00 at West Park High School for the third preview. I'll be talking about Passover and just how foundational that is for the Christian faith. All right. See you then.